Everybody tap in with your brother. Tap in. What up? What up?
In Chino Hills right now, there's a crash off to the right shoulder on the 71 southbound
Damn
onto
it.
60 freeway. Hawthorne, a crash off to the right shoulder on the 405 southbound onto Rosecrans. Traffic is slow from El Segundo Boulevard. An Industry, a stalled vehicle just cleared from the center lane on the 605 southbound before Peck Road. Downtown LA, an accident just cleared from the right lane on the 10 eastbound before Alameda.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice: continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to join the Inner City Youth Orchestra of Los Angeles as it presents a Los Angeles Wildfire Benefit Concert on Sunday, February 2nd, 4 p.m. at the First United Methodist Church, 500 East Colorado Boulevard in Pasadena. Join us for a powerful evening of music, unity, and support as talented performers from our community come together to raise funds for those affected by the wildfires. The concert is free, and all proceeds raised will benefit those who have sustained
Wagwan, what up? Zegazao.
In concert Sunday, February 2nd, 4 p.m. at the First United Methodist
But let's get
Church
busy.
in Pasadena, located at 500 East Colorado Boulevard. All contributions should be made payable to the California Community Foundation Wildfire Community Fund. This is a community call to action.
Everybody hit that like button. Get in here and like it up.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask
Ronald
exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hit his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light.
Call in, Brooklyn. I need to hear from Brooklyn.
Not only does God prepare tables, he flips them too. And we've been preaching more about the prepared table and not the flip table. Because truthfully, if we be honest, this is going to sting. We really don't want God to flip our plans. We a God on your terms. See how quiet it's getting?
My.
Because in your mind, you have time.
Yes.
I told y'all I'm gonna have to chill a little bit today, okay?
Yes,
Chill a
sir.
little bit. So I want us to say this confession, a few points, and we're done. Can I get us to say, Father, overturn every table that would cause for me to miss my appointment. I trust your interruptions. Woo! Let's say that again.
My.
Overturn every table that would cause for me to miss my appointment. I trust your interruptions.
My.
See? While you saying it, the Holy Spirit's like, bet.
Bet.
Trust my interruptions? Bet.
Bet.
You trust my timing? Bet.
Bet.
We ain't gonna wait till 2024, then we gonna start today.
My.
Look at some stuff today.
Yeah, let's have church in here this evening. The voice of reason back in the building with another slapper. The pastor, what's his name? He set it up so cold.
Jerry Flowers.
Jerry Flowers. Pastor Flowers. Give him his flowers this evening. Yes. Hey. My. Yes. He set it up perfectly. You've often heard me say, sometimes God gives you what you want, so you could learn the valuable lesson that you didn't want much. See, sometimes you got to allow those interruptions. No, like he said, you want a God on your terms. I keep telling y'all over and over and again, and I will continue to do so. Relationships are inherently spiritual. And you can't let those unhealed wounds dictate the safe person. The wound, it don't know what a safe person is. Again, a wound is an addict. Let me say it again. An unhealed wound is an addict. So all it's looking for is relief, supply, the high, copamine. Do you understand? Not dopamine, thanks to our good brother, Ronan from Indianapolis. So tonight's topic, because again, I'm sitting in the lounge and I'm listening to folk. They don't know I'm creating topics while they talk, but I do. I'm listening to folk talk. And I'm hearing things like, God is going to bring me a man. God gonna drop him off to me, and he gonna be the right one. And I've been waiting, and I'm patient. But listen, can I tell you? God gives you who you are. That's the only way you can learn how to want more for yourself. See, you got to be faced with yourself. Brilliant work from Krishnamurti, Relationship as a Mirror. Sometimes you have to be faced with yourself in order to see what you need to work on. But back to our guy, Carl Jung, when he says people will do anything no matter how absurd it is to avoid looking at themselves. It's such a painful process to look without judgment, to empathize, to embrace what you see about yourself, your shadow. You know, our psychologist friends will tell us the key is individuation, right? Where you merge your mask with your shadow. Very hard to do. So instead of doing that, I'm going to tell you right now, you've heard me say this is a toxic society, produces toxic people, which in turn produces toxic classrooms, i.e. relationships. So you've heard me say, I believe that many people have insecure attachment styles, and where there's an insecurity, there will be fear. So imagine you praying to God for the one, but fear is in your prayer for the one. Ooh. Does your unhealed wounds and the fear that it produces, does that contaminate the prayer? 1-800-920-1580. Tonight's topic, philophobia. Philophobia. Say it with me, philophobia. There's negrophilia, which is the love for the Negro. But then there's also negrophobia, which is the fear of the Negro. And America, right, is conflicted. They are bipolar. Sometimes they have philophobia, or excuse me, negrophobia. And then other times, negrophilia. They love us and hate us. Oh, yeah, love us and fear us. Philophobia, fear of love. Have we, because of our refusal to heal, get on that healing journey, have we created a society of people who are burdened with philophobia, a fear of love? I believe so. You hear people talk about it all the time. Loyalty, trust. I say, oh, that's fear-based. What are you talking about? They can't even wrap their heads around it. Trust is fear-based, right? You're broken. Trust is fear-based. It works on the same logical principles that Dr. Jashana laid out when she talked about the love language. She said, I don't know about the love languages. I believe that they come out of insecure attachment. Well, I believe that the trust, I got to be able to trust you in order to open up. That means you're internally insecure. Ooh, I know people don't want to hear put that way. But this is why Zoe Williams is here. This is nighttime. This is for grown up. This is a night shift. This is the grown up time. Let's talk about it. Philophobia are your fears. The real thought and voice behind your prayers for a healthy relationship. Let me say it again. Are your fears the real thought and voice behind your prayers, behind your desire, behind your wish for a healthy relationship? Do your relationship prayers bring clarity, or are they merely an admission of victimhood and defeat? 1-800-920-1580. A deeper look at how fear-based supplication brings egoic stagnation. Philophobia. Are your fears sabotaging the love you pray for? You can't pray while you're in fear. Huh? You can't be a Christian and believe in the law of attraction at the same time, because sometimes they conflict with each other. Law of attraction says you got to act as if it's already there. You got to act as if you already have it. You got to be what you're seeking. No, that's too much work. And it's scary to look at myself. I'd rather somebody just come in, Prince Charming, and butler these wounds. Nanny these wounds. I need a wound nanny. That's a good man to me. Or that's a good woman to me. I need a wound nanny. I need Florence Johnson from the Jefferson. Listen, y'all ready to do this work? Do your relationship prayers bring clarity, or are they merely an admission of victimhood and defeat? A deeper look at how fear-based supplication becomes egoic stagnation. Philophobia. Are your fears sabotaging the love you prayed for? When your prayers for love reflect fear, not faith. Oh, 1-800-920-1580. Did you hear what Pastor said? Pastor Flowers. He said sometimes you got to allow for God's interruptions. See, God's interruptions often come with instructions if you're paying attention. See, those instructions are designed for you to be the architect of a new construction in your life. But you don't want a new you. You want the same you, and you want somebody to cater to the old you, the same you that's been blaming and complaining this whole time. But if you want love, you got to become love. And the only way to become love is to love the hurt that lives in your heart before that person came into your life. Oh, I know that's hard. Oh, I know that's hard. I know that's hard. 1-800-920-1580. Is your desire for connection a mask for ego-driven resistance? How fear-based prayers trap you in emotional stagnation? What if the prayers you offer for love and intimacy expose not only your readiness for connection, but your fear of vulnerability and rejection? Are you asking for healing while clinging to egoic patterns that block your growth? On tonight's show, we're going to invite you to look at this radical concept of how fear masquerades as devotion. Ooh, turning your search for love into a sabotaging cycle. You already planting the seeds for failure because you don't want to change. Philophobia. Are you afraid of love? It sounds like we live in that kind of country, society right now. Am I wrong? Love is not enough. Love ain't real. I'd rather have trust over love. I'd rather have loyalty over love. All these people downgrading the level of consciousness that they have no concept of. The highest level of consciousness, which is synonymous with the source of all that is, i.e. God. Oh, I don't believe in it, but you believe in God. God is synonymous with love. And we talk unconditional love. You don't even know what it looked like. How do cultural narratives on individualism breed a fear of intimacy? The rise of emotional detachment in a hyper-connected world. Are we afraid of love because we fear ourselves? 1-800-920-1580. In an era that glorifies independence, philophobia has become a cultural symptom reflecting our collective avoidance of vulnerability. Has society traded love for self-preservation? When prayers become barriers, are your supplications for love rooted in fear? When I come forward, I'm going to the phone lines. Oh, don't be scared now. Andy, are they scared? Don't be afraid now. This is the topic you've been waiting on. Every night I come in here with a topic you've been waiting on. Well, here's the one you've been waiting on this evening. 1-800-920-1580. Let's talk about it. Yeah. Yo, we on it tonight. Are we on it tonight? Everybody hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like. Hey, Zometheus, Lee Author, what up? God isn't the author of confusion. Is there no confusion in authentic true love? Great question. Let's delve into it. All confusion comes from insecurity. That which is secure. Now, we think secure is four walls. Secure is knowing. Ooh. Secure is knowing. You remember the scripture? Know that I am God. Know it. Do you see? The confusion comes from insecurity. Do you see? Now, the love of God supersedes all of that. But it's about you tapping into it. It's about you pulling it up. It's about you cultivating it. Many people don't want to cultivate it because they got to go through something. What they got to go through? Get to your phone lines. We should be having this conversation on the air. Can we talk? Can we talk this evening? I hear you, Willie Johnson. Everybody hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the share button. Last night we did $30 on the super chat. Can I get my people to show up? I know we getting close to the end of the month and bills be looking at you like, you done gave that boy $10 already now. That's how your bills are looking. But please support your brother. You could do it Cash App or Super Chat. Yo, chill. You a comedian? Nah, man. I know how it be sometimes. Hey, man, you chill. Y'all, hey, I got regulars in here who do it all the time. I'm not talking about y'all. Mm-hmm.
Confidence without clarity is a big problem. With confidence, why you're seeking confidence is essentially because you have no clarity about life, isn't it? Yes or no? If you know how to drive, you're a good driver. You simply drive because you're clear what you're doing. But if you're a bad driver, you will work up your confidence and drive, risking your life and everybody's life. Isn't it so? Only because there is no clarity, you're falling to the second option of confidence. If you could see very clearly, you would pass through life effortlessly. So what a human being needs is not confidence. He needs clarity of perception, that you're able to see life as clearly as it is possible. If you can see life just the way it is, then you will walk through life.
Lord have mercy, sad guru. The word confidence means con man. Do you see what he's talking about in terms of confidence versus clarity? Clarity is alignment with what is. Most people are not in alignment with the truth of who they are, the what is of self. So they have to cultivate confidence, which is a con job. Faking it until they make it. And then based on what they accumulate in the world, they build their self-esteem on what they've gained. Internally empty, spiritually bereft of any substance. empty, lonely, in a crowded room of friends. Do you understand? You can't put prayer in the manifestation process. Let me say it again. Is it a prayer or is it a projection? How fear shapes your relational manifestations. The subtle role of fear in shaping your perception of love. You think a person who does everything your wound demands is a good person. No, they're a pacifier. Your soul is now in stasis, stagnant in comfortability, in predictability. I know you don't want to hear it put that way, but I'm going to say it anyway. How supplication without self-awareness creates phegoic relationships. What is phegoic? Fear and ego. Go get my book, The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship, circa 2015. Huh? Can you manifest love first without confronting fear? Fear-based prayers reflect phegoic projections rather than divine clarity. Are you asking for love, or are you merely seeking validation for your insecurities? Huh? Do we live in a philophobic society? A society that fears love, unconditional love. What is your biggest fear for your relationship? How can fear affect you emotionally? True or false, philophobia is a fear of falling in love. It can also be a fear of getting into a relationship or fear that you will not be able to maintain a relationship. Many people experience a minor fear of falling in love at some point in their lives. But in extreme cases, philophobia can make people feel isolated and unloved. How does fear influence us when choosing a healthy mate? Do you know? Do you care? Let me get my brother John from Mountain View, Hawaii in the building. Talk to me, John. Talk to me, John. John, you got to turn your living room down a little bit. I can hear it all in the playback.
Okay. Greetings and blessings, chat. Let me move to another room and let this focus begin. Whoa, what a subject.
Come on. Come on.
Okay, let me start. Dr. Allenberger reminds us the best of you can see the worst of you. Let me take it a step deeper. When have you started parenting yourself yet?
Ooh, come on. We did that topic this year too. Come on, I'm with you. Let's go.
The things are, everything that you need to be successful in this life is already in.
Yes, sir.
If the fact is you haven't gotten in touch with your inner self, your childlike self, which also brings about very interesting pictures in my mind, like me as the old man facing me as the young child, kissing him in the forehead. Maybe that's the love we need to give ourselves to build ourselves up to be the unique, wonderful, and special people that we are in this world. Instead of expecting some outsourced adult to give it to you when you can give it to yourself.
Wait, stay with me. Don't go nowhere, because you are on point. When I say you're on point like a bullseye. When we come forward, man, we going back to Hawaii. Let's keep it blazing. Hey, John is killing. John is killing right now. Hey, he absolutely in the building. Who wants to join him? Who wants to join him? Who wants to join John?
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. The Trump Department of Justice is halting police reform agreements and barred new.
Who wants to join him? Get on the phone lines, 1-800-920-1580. Did I see Jeff Brown in here? I thought I saw Jeff Breezy.
Authorities say the Nashville, Tennessee school shooter, a black 17-year-old who killed a student before taking his own life, left writings on social media showing school layouts, gun photos, and neo-Nazi propaganda.
Thank you. Hey, that's your first super chat of the night, ever. Thank you, No. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Thank you for supporting.
Speaking virtually at the World Economic Forum. And Black New York Attorney General Letitia James is announcing Purdue Pharma and the Sackler family will pay $7.4 billion to settle opioid lawsuits. Funds will support addiction treatment and prevention. I'm Amber Payton on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop
Thank you. You got it started tonight. Listen, he found the little dollar sign at the bottom of the chat. Now, you could go there, or you can go to my Cash App. But please find it in your heart to support. Whatever little bit you can give, please do that. All right? I'm appreciative. I'm grateful. I'm thankful.
I also am looking and trying to figure something out. I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back telling people how to fix the symptoms on the same stuff that they sell. So,
I like my donuts.
And that's why
Everybody hit the like button. Hit the like button. Let's go. Let's go. Hit the like button. Let's go. Hey, this is the last show of the week. This week has been deep as hell. This has been a very rich week. I was talking to the good brother Cool Mo, and he told me once, he was like, Zoe, he said, you don't pay attention to how you affect people. I think I shared this with Attila. I talked to him today. He said that shit to me again today. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, because when you hear, or it's weird though, when I hear other people talk, like I'm talking about peers, other people who are in radio, like when I hear them speak of me, they be like, nah, man, like you on some way different shit. And it's radio, it's sharp, it's innovative, he said, and this is not Mo D talk, this is someone else, but it reminds me of what Mo D told me. He was like, it's the radio that people will listen to and be like, this one is on something different. And like I said, I just come in, do my show, 2 hours, bounce, go chill at the cigar lounge. That's it, for the most part, right? That's it. But he brought that shit up to me again. He was like, you really don't understand your impact. And he was like, even for people that are resistant, he said, if they spend a little time with you, and he brought up something, he was like, hey man, do you remember? No, I won't say another word after the show is over. That's dead ass. You remember Dr. Delana came in here and was like, you going to the cigar lounge? I was like, yeah. She said he took me to the cigar lounge and did not say another word. Made sure I had a cigar. Made sure I was in the chairman's lounge chilling. She said this man sat down, lit up a cigar, and was like this for the next 2 hours. So but that's Mo was like, man, he was like, you don't realize. And he was telling me a story. He was like, man, when we were doing roundtables in the late 90s and early 2000s, Mo and I went all over the country. We doing roundtables everywhere. He said, when you were younger, like your late 20s, I met him in my late 20s, I was 27. He was like, well, you were around 30 when we was doing the roundtables. He was like, man, he said, you had this thing where we in there, we breaking people down. We going back and forth, killing people. They loving it. They like, oh, these two are dynamic. He said, but the moment motherfuckers checked out because it was too deep or it was too hurtful, he said you would just automatically shift into jokey mode. He said, because you knew they weren't serious. He said, then you'll just start joking. You'll let niggas off the hook, start cracking jokes. You'll get up, start eating food they prepared. He said, because when they're not serious, that's when you leave the room. He said, that's the only thing you pay attention to. Oh, you're not, oh, you thought this was some kind of entertainment shit? Oh, okay, cool. I start cracking jokes. Fuck it then. You're not serious. But I've evolved out of that a little bit. I still do it. Be like, oh, his niggas ain't serious. Fuck it. But he brought that up to me. That shit was funny. Willie, thank you, bro. We've seen you. I do check out of it. James Harden.
One key to understand whether your mind is functioning properly or improperly, and that is whether there is the presence of emotion or ego. If you have emotions that are active, then your logic will be flawed. And this is where people will say, no, but I am perfectly logical. If you cannot feel emotions, that means that they're active. That means that they're active and suppressed. Tons of fMRI studies that show that our emotional circuits of the brain are active all day and all night. You always have emotion. So if you can't feel the emotion, that just means it's active and you're unaware of it. Blindness and inactivity are two different things. So if you're aware of your emotions and they don't control you, then your thoughts will be good. The second sign that your logic is flawed is the presence of ego. And what is ego? I statements or comparisons. Anytime your mind says, I am ... therefore I can or cannot do this, that is flawed. Anytime your mind says, this person can do this, but I can't do it because I'm this, that is ego, your logic will be flawed.
Jeez, Tracy? Dr. Tracy, why you gotta slap us up like that? She's on fire, man. That's not Dr. Tracy? Who was that? It sounded like her, Andy.
The Arab looking dude, I don't know his name.
Oh, that's the
Healthy gamer.
Healthy gamer. Yeah. He had a Dr. Tracy tone. You know, I can't see his face from here. Hey, but he was on fire. Loved every bit of it. Listen, I know intimacy is scary, right? We talked about insecure attachments. We know of the 4 attachment styles. and the sub-styles and the various blending and blurred lines between those four. Only one of them is secure. The other three are insecure. Insecure attachment styles will breed fear, right? It will breed fear. Fear of intimacy. See into me. Closeness. No, don't get too close. And yes, it all happened in childhood. Primary caregivers, we know the story. When you have relationship fear, everything is fraught with potential negative reactions. So you become very careful, tentative, and anxious. Fear of your partner's emotional outbursts, their constant judging, shaming, and blaming are common reasons for you to feel fearful in the relationship, according to Swartz. When you pray to God for a loving and healthy relationship, you should make sure that the energy of fear is absent from that supplication. Now watch Krishnamurti flip it on its head. Self-interest is the cause of fear, Krishnamurti. Self-interest is the cause of fear. I need somebody that's going to take care of me. I need somebody that ain't going to hurt me the way I was hurt in the past. I need this. I need that. Do I look like I would go 50-50? Look at me. Validate me. Self-interest is the root of always asking for something that you should be giving to your damn self. 1-800-920-1580. Let me get my brother back in here. John, Mountain View, give us your final thought on this, brother, because you were cooking with the rarest Emerald Lagasse seasonings. Let's go.
Well, my dad's a chef, so I'll take his ingredients and go forward.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But nonetheless, how this tool of you fearing your own love, which again, unless you're child abusing yourself, why are you running from yourself?
I love it.
How can you do that?
Uh-huh.
How can you do that?
Uh-huh.
The simple fact is, if you're not protecting little man or little girl, whoever is listening to the sound of my voice, if you're not protecting them, who will? If you're not loving on yourself like you would the inner child in you, who's going to love him?
Wait a minute.
Who's going to love you?
Wait a minute, John. You hit me in the heart. Because what you basically just said, be your own damn answer. Stop looking for answers coming in. The answer is already within, correct?
Well, the outward adornments and everything that everybody else is looking for, the outside appearance of that everybody else may see, like you driving the Mercedes-Benz before 2020, but now doing DoorDash in the same Mercedes-Benz.
Ooh, come on.
Your focus is on.
Come
You're
on.
going to be focusing on the person you really love.
Mm-hmm.
It's got nothing to do with the outward adornments. Your Christmas tree sucks.
Come on. I hear you.
Burn that joker. But love you.
Right.
Get a better, intimate relationship with the child you left behind and the parent who may have left those scars. And for parents out there, start apologizing.
Come on. Come on.
I'm working on this myself. I'm working on it with my own children. And just like what took place in California and the scars that were left by the fire,
Mm-hmm.
who's going to come back? Who's going to come to heal that?
Oh, but let me give you some of this. It's easier to manifest communal love than it is to manifest the love of self. Because communal love is an escape. It's a coupon. It's a rebate. You could say, I did good things things for others. And you can have a moment of feel good because you've done good. It's like an orgasm.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, where's my hug then? Where's my hug? I want my hug. I ain't got nobody hugging me right now. Guess what, though? I hug myself.
Come on.
I tell myself in the morning I love me. I tell myself when I get finished with the workday, welcome home. I feed this soul. I bless this soul. I love this soul. That is the reason why I can love you.
Right. But see, you're a rare being. Many people, like I said, struggle to look within. This is why I've labeled it pathological altruism. I could sit up in my house and, let me go give a box of clothes, and you feel good. You feel like you've contributed to the community at large. But when it's time for you to look within, I'm glad Pastor John is looking within, but many people, no, I will not. No, I will not.
What about that inward look? What about that inward look that would keep you flipping tables like the bishop already said?
Ooh.
Because you may have to flip those tables for yourself. Excuse me, I don't have to buy this to them.
They got to find the testicular fortitude in order to do it, though.
Well, check your pockets, and I guarantee you it may get you there faster.
That's why I love talking to Pastor John. Hey, John, you got to know, man. Guess what you just did?
Mountain View is in the house, and I'm actually at home.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, brother. I love it. Krishnamurti, you can only be afraid of what you think you know. And for many of us, all we know is what molded us. And that's where the seeds of fear were planted. Then we go to church and pray for the Lord to give us our ideal as opposed to the real. When I come forward, I'm going back to the phone lines. We in here cooking. Yay! Is that my baby? Knock it off. In here already. I like this beanie on you. I'm sorry, baby. I could have did a better job at being your daddy. John told me to apologize. I don't know. I think it is. Maybe. In the digital flesh. John went crazy. He 3KO'd the phone line. Tighten up. Hey. And you see, she's just in here talking shit, you know. That's what she do now. What up, y'all? Please continue to support. Hit the like button. I hope y'all listening, taking it in. I see you, Willie. I got you. Call him Zunk then. That's crazy. Where y'all at? We got one caller on the line. Get on the phone right now and talk to me. 1-800-920-50 Zunk. Y'all wilding right now. Y'all really wilding. Where can I get this shirt? Ramomar. Zunk is nasty work. Ooh, ooh. Seems like he's not selling stuff on his site anymore. So yes, he is. Yes, he is. I think what he's done is he's been sending me pictures of all the new stuff. He got a lot of fly bunch of new stuff. But I think he's doing this commission for there's a huge museum in Chicago Museum of Arts or something like that. He's doing a whole commission where he's reconstructing these Assyrian and Babylonian kings. And he's doing all of the clothing, and he's recreating the fabric and the design of the kings. It's real dope.
Well, so you're moving from point A to point B in your little circumscribed world. You've made everything invisible. And as long as that works, then your theory's good enough. It's accurate enough. It's true enough. You're in your little paradise. But if something comes up and objects, well, that's where your character is tested fundamentally. That's the character test. It's like, what do you do with messages of error? And that's a tricky issue. Okay, so here's a solution to that. Here's what not to do. I am a bad person. I got to see myself. I'm a bad person. I might as well just go jump off the bridge. It's like, no, that's not good, because what that means is that every time you try to learn something, you're going to make a mistake, because what do you know? So you're going to make mistakes. And if the rule is every time you make a mistake, you're going to go jump off the bridge, then that's not a useful problem-solving strategy. And so when you make a mistake, you don't get to beat yourself to death with a club. It's a bad strategy, and you'll have your internal tyrant in there who's perfectly happy about doing that. That's the, overactive superego that Freud talked about. Maybe it came to you via a parent who was too authoritarian, or a grandparent, or maybe it's just you because you're disagreeable and neurotic, and so you'll take or hyper-conscientious. You'll take yourself apart. Well, so you've got a problem. Something has objected to you. Then the question is, well, what does that mean? Well, maybe you're not looking at the world right. Maybe your goals are wrong. Maybe you're not acting properly. It's okay. So the question that arises when an obstacle emerges is, which part of this structure needs attention? And the first answer can't be all of it. Which is why when you're arguing with someone in an intimate relationship, and you're angry at them, and you want to win, which is a big mistake, you want to win, you say, well, this is what you like. Here's another 10 examples of how you've done that in the past, and I can enumerate more of them if you'd like. And so that's actually what you like, and I've tried fixing it and it didn't work, and so it looks like you're going to be like that up into the future, and you're basically saying to them, well, you're a bad person, and the only thing they can do is either collapse or punch you. And punching you is actually better than collapsing. You know what I mean? It's such a counterproductive way of arguing. You don't leave the person any out. And so maybe, well, they're civilized, so it doesn't get physical. Well, maybe that's good and maybe it isn't. But then they end up either really not happy with you in a way that they will manifest the first possible opportunity they get, or they have to go off in the corner and cringe. It's like, great, you won. It's like now your partner's either hates you or is cringing. It's great. That's a real good victory.
My goodness. Dr. Jordan Peterson. The fear of love is a barrier to transformation. You can't even let your spirit down, even when you're by yourself, let alone with somebody else. You're so busy working on the mask and the presentation to be perceived as the ideal version of yourself, as the completed version of yourself. Love is the most profound force in human existence. It possesses the power to heal, elevate, and transform. Yet, for many, the prospect of intimacy triggers a primal terror, often referred to as philophobia, the fear of love or emotional closeness. Right? This fear, rooted in the interplay of psychological wounds and spiritual disconnection, reveals the ego's resistance to vulnerability and self-discovery. By examining the psychological roots, the metaphysical implications, and the relationship patterns associated with philophobia, one gains a deeper understanding of how this fear undermines not only our human connections, but also the path to spiritual evolution. Relationship is a spiritual evolution machine. It can evolve you into a greater you if you would be okay with looking at you, accepting you, embracing you. The fear of love often begins in childhood, where early attachment experiences shape one's emotional blueprint. John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth, the cornerstones of that theory, identified insecure attachment styles: anxious, avoidant, and disorganized, often called fearful avoidant, as reflections of unmet needs for safety and connection. Now, we talked about this. The way psychology is set up today, the need has to be filled by someone external. But now it's starting to shift. Psychology is starting to understand, no. This work that needs to be done. Sure, you want a partner that comes in and supports your needs, but really, it's up to you to provide what you need. Imagine coming into a relationship with your needs met. And I'm talking psychological needs, man. Imagine what that would look like if you were able to walk into a relationship without an insecure attachment style. Wait, let me go back. Imagine if you were able to walk into a relationship without an attachment style at all. Yes, it's a very successful theory, but does it have to be your truth? What if you transcend attachment styles altogether? See, when we talk about love in its purest form, what is it? It's unconditional. A style is a condition. Y'all don't want to hear it put that way? Okay, let me give it to you the way Krishnamurti would say it, because again, he gonna say it slightly different. Fear is the destructive energy in man. It withers the mind. It distorts thought. It leads to all kinds of extraordinary, clever, and subtle theories, absurd superstitions, dogmas, and beliefs. One is never afraid of the unknown. One is afraid of the known coming to an end. A man who is not afraid is not aggressive. A man who has no sense of fear of any kind is really a free and peaceful man. You ain't met a free person. You're still a spiritual slave. I would even go as far as to say your wounds treat you like chattel slaves. I know you don't want to hear it put that way, but that's what it is. It works you. It works you your whole life. You being worked by a wound your whole life. And you want your partner to come in and just fit in and fit the wound and fit. If you could just coexist with my unhealed wounds and cater to them. When I come forward, the voice of reason will keep shooting from the wraith. Let's get it. Ooh. I'm not even going to repeat.
1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. The Trump Department of Justice is halting police reform agreements and barred new
That's what I'm
civil
saying,
rights
man.
changes
Like,
cited
she
in
wild.
review by the next administration. This affects deals like Minneapolis.
She wild. Like,
after George Floyd's murder, reflecting Trump's stance against such reforms. Authorities say the Nashville, Tennessee school shooter, a black 17-year-old who killed a student before taking his own life, left writings on social media showing school layouts, gun photos, and neo-Nazi propaganda with anti-Semitic views. Wall Street is closing with stocks.
exactly. Zesty to the motherfucker. That's zesty as hell. So she likes to mention a time when I actually wore a nose ring. It was during the time, it was in the 90s, I was a Muslim, and I went through the nose ring ceremony, and I had a green emerald ring. And that wasn't even the ring I was supposed to have. I was supposed to have like a hoop. But I was a full-fledged practicing Muslim. And her thing is, ooh, I bet you would have been cute if I wish I could have seen your nose ring.
Orchestra of Los Angeles as it presents a Los Angeles Wildfire Benefit Concert on Sunday, February.
Probably couldn't tell. Oh, shit. Oh, that's funny. So she's talking about when I was a full-fledged Muslim practicing Ramadan. I was a Muslim strong, solid for 12 years, practicing, praying not 5 times a day, 7 times a day. Unc was him. No, I was dead ass back then. Like, I was disciplined and Islamic Pac is diabolical. No, I'm not banned. I can go anywhere. That's funny. Y'all wildin'. So long as they don't dangle. Mine didn't dangle.
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I was like, is there something wrong with that?
Mo.
Trail has been committed to advanced tax routine. How does he maintain his humbosity?
You like to want to kiss him the lips.
Why can't you open up, brother?
Karate man moves on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses. Yeah.
How do you write William so well?
So William, reason and accountability. The voice of reason.
Everyone else. You want to learn the way to win, but never to accept the way to lose. To accept defeat, to learn to die is to be liberated from it. So when tomorrow comes, you must free your ambitious mind and learn the art of dying.
Come on, don't play Bruce Lee. Don't bring the dragon up in here. I'm trying to bring this point home. Fear should not be brought into your manifestation process, especially when it comes to interpersonal relationships. Why? Because relationships operate as a mirror. They're designed to bring you the work you refuse to do. So if you're in fear, praying and begging for an opportunity to be loved, to be appreciated, what you're going to wind up doing, right, is calling in a lesson that is designed to show you what you refuse to look at within yourself. That is what you're responsible for. Relationships have a spiritual purpose in our life. The great Krishnamurti said it this way: fear of any kind breeds illusions. It makes the mind dull and shallow. Can somebody just come in and do it for me? Can somebody just come in and for once love me? I'm tired. I'm tired of the work. Working is not working to call them in. You're a light and a magnet in and of yourself. You're going to continuously call in the stream of consciousness that you're vibrating on. People are going to find you. You're going to meet people all the time. You just get upset that you're not meeting the person that you feel you need in that moment. But the reality of it is, you are getting the person you need in that moment. That person is holding up a mirror to you, and you're responsible for the reflection you see. Krishnamurti said it again. He's self-interest is the cause of fear. So what happens when you get what you want? I told you, God is, man, you hear him say it all the time. God works in mysterious ways. God will give you what you want. You ain't even ready for it. God be like, oh, you want that? Here you go. Because the way he designed relationships serves as a mirror. Here's an opportunity for you to learn about yourself. This is why all the Eastern mystics talked about self-awareness. But you can't have self-awareness with self-judgment. Do you see? Self-awareness expands into this Akashic records of infinite information about the multiple lives you've lived, right? Self-awareness can reveal the fabric of the universe to you. Only if there's no fear. Only if there's self-empathy, self-compassion, self-love, self-approval, self-appreciation. Do you see? But if there is fear, you will call in the fear. The ego's defense mechanism, while offering temporary protection, perpetuates cycles of avoidance and self-sabotage. Carl Jung's concept of the shadow, the repressed, the unacknowledged parts of the psyche, provides insights into how philophobia emerges, the fear of love. For many, intimacy acts as a mirror, reflecting insecurities and unhealed wounds. Rather than confronting these truths, the ego projects blame onto the questions. Yeah, your partner is a question to an answer you've been repressing. I know you don't want to hear it that way. You were born with the answer. You can't blame the question. Huh? Oh, this is beautiful. The fear of love then does not seem or stem from love itself, but from the vulnerability required to experience it. Beyond psychological factors, philophobia reveals a deeper spiritual disconnect. Helena Blavatsky and Ramana Maharishi argued that the ego fosters the illusions of separation, creating a false dichotomy between self and others. I just need him to be something for me. I need him to show up for me, and you ain't never showed up for yourself. Like my brother, Pastor John just said, when was the last time you hugged yourself? Let me go even deeper. When was the last time you approved of you? Not the mask you created for yourself. When was the last time you approved of your shadow? You acknowledged it and you loved on it. When was the last time you did that? To the dark, ugly, repressed parts of yourself. When was the last time you said, I love you? I appreciate you. When one resists intimacy, one simultaneously resists the universal law of interconnectedness. Now you're separated. Now you're by yourself. You be in a crowd of people and be lonely as hell. You be with the one you love, thinking about the one that got away. 1-800-920-1580. Somebody, I don't know who I'm ministering to, but somebody gonna get this work tonight. The act of surrendering to love requires a dissolution of egoic and phegoic boundaries. An experience the ego interprets as annihilation. The ego is like, you're not getting rid of me. I made us who we are, who we think we are. Right? This resistance perpetuates spiritual stagnation as the individual remains trapped in fear-based patterns. Rumi eloquently captured this dynamic, writing, "Your task does not lie in seeking for love, but in finding all the barriers within yourself that you have built up against it." Oof. These barriers, often reinforced by fear, prevent the flow of unconditional love, which represents the essence of both human relationships and spiritual enlightenment. You telling me I can become spiritually enlightened through intimate, interpersonal, and intrapersonal relationships? You damn skippy. You've been relating wrong. Ain't nobody told you. I'm gonna tell you now. You've been relating wrong. You've been looking for the answer. The answer is in you. Your partner is only the question, i.e. the mirror that reflects this information about you back to you. The answer rises to your consciousness, and then you're supposed to take responsibility for it. Oh, this is my homework. Yes, this is the work I should be doing with myself. Yes. Fear begins and ends with the desire to be secure. Inwardly and outward security, with the desire to be certain, to have permanency. The continuity of permanence is sought in every direction, in virtue, in relationship, in action. I just need you to be consistent. Oh, you talking to a work in progress and you want them to be consistent in your life because you're insecure. They got to be your rudder. Well, damn it, I ain't your ship. Why I got to be your rudder? You your own ship. Didn't it come with a rudder? Okay. Oh, my goodness. In action, in experience, in knowledge, in outward and inner things. To find security and be secure is the everlasting cry. It is this insistent demand that breeds fear. That's Krishnamurti. You trying to tell me that's not in our relationships? I finally got someone that's stable. I finally got someone that's about me. Well, because your mom and them, somebody, primary caregivers, weren't totally about you. Were you born to somebody who at some point energetically, vibrationally thought you interrupted their life? I know you ain't never thought of your parents like that, huh? Ah, damn, she pregnant now. Okay. I got to put being an astronaut off. and if you haven't reconciled that as a parent, it might create a disconnect in your ability to be there for your child emotionally, emotional attunement. Or maybe if you black, you was thinking about money. Damn, how am I going to afford this baby? Lord have mercy. What we going to do now? But it is cute. Let me hold him. Oh, look at him. He got my eyebrow. Come on. I know y'all not ready for this kind of work tonight. Fear is in your relationship and it's blocking its growth. If you have a fear of being yourself, if you have a fear of living as you really are, the truth of who you really are. Listen, I lived a lie for a long time. Don't be afraid. Come on. I told myself lies. I told other people lies. Listen, it's not good. And I'm going to tell you why it's not good. Because it retards your growth. It's almost like, okay, I'm in school this semester. But if you decide to drop out, you got to go back re-register. You got to get back in. You got to pick up where you left off. You might have to wait a year to get the classes that you... Do you see what I'm saying? You slow your progression when you deal with fear and illusion, which beget lies. And the most devastating lies are the lies we tell ourselves. One of the biggest lies is you tell yourself you better than you actually are. You tell yourself you deserve more than you've actually cultivated within yourself. You deserve who you are. You don't deserve what you want. I know. I'm sorry. I digress. Willie from Philadelphia. Willie from Philly, get in here because I know it's chilly. Talk to me, man.
What's up, Uncle Joe?
What's up?
Yo.
Take us off the speaker.
Tonight, yo.
You got to take us off speakerphone, bruh.
I'm not looking for it.
Or AirPods, headphones.
You got AirPods, headphones. What you on? You on something?
No, you good. No, I'm on that Bellevue. That's what I'm on.
Bellevue.
I gotta talk tonight.
All right.
Yes.
Well, talk to me, man. What are your thoughts, man?
So listen, man. You killing me tonight,
Why? What did I do? What did I do?
What you mean? What you and John did? Let's talk about that.
Don't cuss.
Now, you know you can't cuss.
I know you're on the Bellevue.
No. I'm
Okay.
good.
All right, cool.
People do that.
All right.
I called them before.
All right, cool. Let's get it. All right, I'm with you. Let's go. I'm with you. Let's go.
Man, I call both of my sons every day and apologize to them every day as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Because I treat them the way I've been brought up. So, let me tell you this, Uncle Zoe. It's crazy because my oldest son's mom is locked up because she's a fiend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm being a little vulnerable right now
Mm-hmm.
because that's all I knew in my family was fiends. So I found what I was raised up under.
Mm-hmm.
So I call my son every day and apologize to him because we got this thing of as men saying, blaming women saying they are bad pickers. No, men, we are bad pickers. We the ones who carry the semen. And we pick bad fertilizer from saying that right.
I'm listening, brother. Come on.
So, and I apologize to my son like, Dad, son, I apologize to you. Guess what, Uncle Zoe? Let me say this to you.
Mm-hmm.
Both of my sons are going through what I've been through. They both live with their grandma, and I live with my grandma. And I feel bad, like I put them through what I was going through, and I did the same thing my dad did to me. I'm doing to them.
And what is that exactly?
Oh man!
Just speak on it.
I'll speak on it.
Just speak on it.
Treatment wise.
Well, how do you treat them?
With aggression.
Why?
A man is a man. My dad. I remember my dad telling me that my dad. I apologize. I remember my dad telling me that my grandpa made him get out the car to pick up a possum for dinner. And then next thing you know, I'm treating my sons the same way as I say this. I'm gonna keep it clear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sending them out the house with confidence, and I'm wrong for that. So I called my oldest son yesterday, and I said, "Man, I apologize if I didn't send you at the house with confidence to be ready for the world."
So
No. I did to be slaves.
So pouring into them self-worth, self-esteem, self-belief, like giving them the awareness to know you have the agency within yourself. Believe the way you need to believe. And as your father, I believe in whatever you believe you say you are. In other words, I told my son the same thing. I said, man, if you believe you're the best player in the world, I'm on deck with that. My son was 11 years old. He said, Dad, I'm going to the NBA next year. I said at 12? At 12, sir? Yes, I'll be there. And I poured into him. I mirrored his belief. Now, if he would have had negative beliefs about himself, I wouldn't have mirrored that. But sometimes as fathers, man, we of course you're gonna model what you've been through. Just hold tight, because I gotta come forward. But I got something for you, because I've been there in the daddy zone with boys. When I come forward, I'm gonna clear it up for you. Yes, we on one right now. Willie, great call. Now after Willie, who calling in? What about we go? What is my child talking? Okay. Nzinga, LS, and John have supported. Thank you, Justin, for your support as well. Face Facts, thank you, sir. Nzinga, you already gave on the Cash App. Green Eyes and Grills. Grill? I would look like an Olmec. I look like an Olmec chief. Apocalypto on their ass. Like, the fuck? My child is wild. Y'all wild. Thank you. We're at $33 on the super chat. I appreciate it. If you find the show meaningful, right? Insightful, don't be afraid to go to my Cash App or hit that super chat button down at the bottom of the chat. I appreciate everybody for showing the love that has already. Don't worry, I'm leaving soon. Hey, we're going to see the Wolfman. Let's go see it tomorrow. I said tomorrow. And you know me, I like to go early. So get up early.
Why do you not find value in prayer? Why do you not find value in prayer? Do you find value in prayer? Would you kindly, I don't want you to accuse me of not having any value in prayer. Why do you pray? You know, there's a whole group of community or monks were perpetually praying. One group finishes praying, another group takes it up. And we also pray when we are in difficulties. When there's a great crisis in our life, we want to pray and say, somebody help me, please. Another joke of a man hanging onto a cliff. He says, please God save me. And God says, have faith and jump.
Y'all didn't think Krishnamurti had jokes? On the comedy side of the game, too. Again, fear. Listen, you can have what you want if you graduate from fear. Right? But here's the fly in the ointment. You're going to always get what you want, even if you're in fear. Right? You've experienced it before. You get what you want. You get who you are. Watch. This person comes into your life. They're everything you thought they would be. And then the mirror effect starts to happen. And then you get triggered. And then you realize, oh, I'm not even ready for what I want. I got some of it, right? I got a glimpse at what it might be like. Oh, and then it turned out to be horrible. Why? Why? Because you can't mix fear in the manifestation. You have to get past fear. You have to embody what you pray for, so it's no longer a supplication or begging. It is now manifestation. It is now something you are pulling into you intentionally, because not by force, but by the fact that you've become the thing you seek. This is why Rumi says, what we are seeking is also seeking us. Let me get this brother back in here real quick. Willie, so as a father of two sons, and I'm pouring into them every day, and they're grown, right? When my oldest son was young, he wanted to be a ball player. I put him around everybody that could train him, that could lift him up, that could get him ready, right? And I was always teaching him little lessons, and those lessons was based on my flaws, right? Based on me. He'd be watching me. And I say, hey, see how I handled that situation? Hey, you see how I dealt with the referee here? You see this, that? And he would be like, yeah. I said, that's not the way to do it, and I'm going to tell you why. I got a tech, I got kicked out the game, or I got a foul, my team needed me, and he's soaking it all in. My youngest son, who's a rapper, you know, he was telling me his mom was on his head real tough. I said, listen, you have done more with your rap career than either of us have done in our pursuit. Like, I wanted to be a rapper. I put out a record in high school, and that was it. I said, man, you got an entire following. I said, man, believe in you. You've done more with your career than either of us. So believe in you. What you feel, your vibe, how you get down, that's what matters. Because that's what the people are going to align with. Do you see what I'm saying? I had to break away from whatever toxic modeling I had. My kids made me a man. They taught me the meaning of relationship. The mirror of relationship came from them. Stay with me, Willie. When I come forward, we're going to keep the fire lit with you, brother. Now, I'm being nice, But my youngest son was like, man, I'm always getting critiqued and judged and this and that. And I was like, hey, man, don't worry about none of that. I said, as a rapper, you've done more as a rapper than I did as a rapper. I said, man, you got to be proud of yourself for those things. You got to be happy with the results you're seeing. I said, you're doing this by yourself. You making beats on your phone. You recording this shit. You uploading it yourself. I said, man, listen, man. Unless you talking to a high-level A&R executive or label owner and somebody say this is trash or this is this, I said, and even in that case, fuck them, because a lot of them don't know. Then I told him about, you know, the different labels that I work for. Most of the presidents at those labels, they didn't know. They can't hear our shit. That's why they hire me. What do you think of this, Zoe? Nigga, that shit trash. So I was like, hey, man. I said, nigga, whether it's me or your mother, fuck what anybody think. Don't give a damn about what nobody think. I said, man, it's your career. I said, are you getting traction? People listening, responding? Yeah. Did you get that video I sent you of the girl reacting to my song? I said, then what we got to say about it is over. I said, first off, we old. We don't resonate with the sound y'all on. So if you getting traction, it don't matter what I think. The fuck? What up, Mimi? I see y'all don't want to be in here. Y'all don't want to call tonight. Okay. I fuck with y'all. Y'all my niggas. Hey, has this Pete Rock playlist been crazy or what? Is it me? Am I overreacting? Oh, you might not be able to hear it. And this shit been slapping all night. For me. It is all instrumentals. The guilty rarely confess equals no cause. It was still Pete Rock. I just don't know which one. I called ahead and told Andy. I said, Andy, Pete Rock instrumentals tonight. He was like, got it. And me and Andy, man, we got this synergetic vibe going. He already know the types of beats that I fuck with. And he been playing some slappers. The first one was crazy. It was. Must be hella guilty. Who don't ever call? Oh, what you talking about? You talking about Third Eye. That's my guy, man. Willie Johnson, always love, bro. We got 2 minutes. Now's the time to go to my Cash App. You could do it now. We got 3 Cash Apps. Can I get 3 more Cash Apps before the end of the show? Please? 3 more. Go to my Cash App. Support it. $5 Cash Mob. Twos and Fuse. Please hit Zoe's Cash App, Zoe What, Netter, or the Super Chat. Silence of the Wounds. Thank you, John. Thank you.
Trauma involved losing someone or something, or even being rejected by someone you love, like an absent parent, you can believe that you'll always lose people or things that are important to you. If that's the case, then why bother getting close to someone? Breaking out of this pattern takes time, but change starts with recognizing the connection between your past losses and how you're reacting to new situations in the present. In the wake of a traumatic experience, you tend to overlay the same emotions from the past experience onto the present and react to it as if it's the same experience, but it's not. You can still experience a loss in the present, but you have agency to make different decisions in the present that could result in a different outcome. So getting past this pattern of reacting with old emotions takes constant reminding that that was then and this is now, and the two are not the same. You won't be able to work all of this out in your head if you don't have a therapist to help you see what you're doing. Journaling your experiences can help you be more introspective.
Man, I love Dr. Tracy. She be cooking. She really cooks, man. I love it. You're listening to the Voice of Reason on KBLA Talk 1580. And we have a unique subject tonight. It's philophobia. And we're talking about the fear of love, the fear of intimacy, the fear of closeness. And we've covered spiritual, psychological, philosophical, metaphysical aspects of it to give clarity. You know, from a psychological space, of course, you have insecure attachments styles, right? Two of which may have a fear of closeness and vulnerability and love, even connection, even. And that's dismissive avoidant and fearful avoidant, or what is also known as disorganized. But the reality of those wounds, I think the majority of the people that have ever been born on planet Earth are supposed to be some type of savior. I know that sounds far-fetched, but to much is given, much is required. And I think sometimes you got to go through hell in order to rise above it, to be able to deliver something that is transcendent for the rest of the world. And many people that have been great, that, they've done something where they went through the crucible of life, and I think those wounds are necessary. I look at Michael Jackson, I look at Prince. These guys are so transcendent in what they did, but if you look at their upbringing, Prince at 13 is living with Morris Day and his people because he got kicked out the crib, couldn't live, with his dad because it just, a lot of people go through a lot of things and they have a strange relationship. You look at Prince and his dad, the relationship was strange until later in life. Mike and his dad, we already know that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think people who have these wounds, these are seeds for greatness, but you gotta overcome them. You can't turn living in fear into a way of life that everybody else has to comport themselves to when dealing with you. Let me get my guy Willie in here. Willie, come on, man. Talk to us. You and them boys. You said.
We were talking what? Go ahead, my fault.
No, go ahead. I'm with you. Go ahead.
So we were talking last, right?
Mm-hmm.
And me being a Pisces man, I'm gonna say this, right? I had myself twice to see where I was coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I had, I'm gonna say this in Corey Holcomb way. I had several abortions before with the females I dealt with. And it's like, how come I didn't have a female? How come I didn't have a girl? What I'm saying,
mm-hmm.
God knew what He was doing. He said, "No, I'm gonna bring you here. You need to see yourself."
Mm-hmm.
And I apologize to myself every day. Like I said to you before in the VRR family,
mm-hmm.
whereas though that I couldn't be with my son's mom because I never seen a man be with my mom or my stepmom. And my dad with my stepmom, it wasn't the best relationship at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said to Attila, I'm on that Bellevue tonight, and I used to see my dad drinking in the kitchen. My dad used to take all his anger out on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that slightly with my son, and now I'm apologizing for it every day.
Well, first off, we got to thank you for apologizing, for acknowledging that you could have or may have damaged them in some way. But now it's about shifting towards repairing. You can't really repair the relationship with your sons until you repair the relationship with yourself. So let's peel that back. Who haven't you forgiven? Your father?
My mom. Apologize, though. Apologize.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Your mother. Why haven't you forgiven your mother?
Because she didn't fight for me ever.
Okay. Is she a fighter?
No, she's a Pisces like me.
So if she's not a fighter, why would you want her to do something that's not in her nature to do? And I'm not, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just trying to get you to look at things from a different perspective. Who is she? Where did she come from? What wounds was she carrying? Was she codependent? Was she... I'm just trying to figure out who she is. Do you know?
Yeah, I do know slightly, because my grandma was a Cancer, which is the water sign, right?
Mm-hmm.
My grandma, she was a hustler. She used to sell, she was from North Carolina. Her mother died. With her mother dying, then she moved to Baltimore, then up to Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
She was nice to everybody to make up for what she did wrong. She used to sell drugs and everything, and she was she played a part in the brothel role.
So are you saying your grandmother kind of tainted who your mother was? She had a rough upbringing, is what you're saying.
Yes, mom told me she used to eat rice every day. Her brothers and sisters.
Okay. And how did that affect your mother's ability to parent you?
So I think whereas though she didn't know how to deal with a boy, a young male, I say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like I told you before, in the beginning of the, I apologize, at the end of the year, she treated my son better than she treated me.
Mm-hmm. That's because you're wounded. You compare because you're wounded. You're comparing because you didn't get what you think. Hey, you giving this to my sons, but you never gave this to me. Right? So peel that back. Peel that back. You know, a relationship with grandparents and kids and grandkids is a little different than parents and children, right? I'm not justifying it. I'm not saying your mother was right for doing this, you know, because we can spoil. I got a granddaughter. We can spoil the grandkid and be like, here, take them, go back. But if this grandparent didn't give to the parent of that child everything she's given to that child, of course, that her child is going to feel some kind of way about it. But
can I say this, Uncle Zoe? I probably
sure.
respect you all.
No, you good.
But I got treated by that way with my dad too. Whereas though
wait. Let's deal with your mother's piece first, then we'll go to your dad.
Okay.
Okay. So with your mother, how old are you now?
I'm 37 now.
Do you have a time machine other than your wounds?
No, I wish you got a joke. Go ahead,
I'm saying, other than your wounds is a time machine. That's the thing that's taking you back. So you don't have a time machine. So you can't go back in time and, you know, have the wisdom to tell your mother to nurture you better, or, you know, to be more emotionally attuned to your need. You can't do that, right?
No.
So what are you left with regards to dealing with your mother?
Making my sons better than me.
No. You shifted to your relationship with your sons. I'm talking about your relationship with your mother.
Well, my mom, she ran away from the truth.
So you're trying to force? Wait, are you? Let me ask you: are you trying to force her to be truthful?
No.
Yes, you are. You already told us you was aggressive with the boys. I know you trying to get your mother, because that's what you're looking for. You're looking for her to stand up and own what she did, right?
I guess you're right, because of whereas though, I modeled my dad. My dad was aggressive.
Stay with me.
My dad
Don't go nowhere. Stay with me. I want you to think about what I asked you. When we come forward, we gonna finish up with Willie from Philly, where it's definitely chilly. That was so deep. That time machine. Have mercy. Whoosh. We got one more Cash App, and it's from Melanie. Thank you, Melanie, for the Cash App. What up, Mikey B? Everybody shout out Melanie. Hey, this was a hell of a deep ass topic. Is it me? It's a hell of a topic. All week has been deep. 9.5 out of 10. Here we go. It turned into something really good. "30 seconds.
So we're supposed to be grateful to everyone. And some people say, forget it. I'm willing to, work with this to a certain degree, but be grateful to this neighbor? No way. But in a way, you see these neighbors and these difficult people in our lives who are so often our family members. Usually there's a certain amount of intimacy with the most difficult ones. Someone we have to work with every day of our life. In any case, we're not grateful to them because they're so wise and, they're so together. But it's just that they blow your cover, that's all. They blow your cover. When I first met Trumper Rinpoche, I said, wow, here is a man I cannot con. And you see, we go through our lives, and some of us who are, smiley types, we're friendly and nice, and we give a good impression, and really we can con a lot of people into thinking. I don't know if y'all listening to what she's saying, but my God, we are afraid of the people who can blow our cover. Eesh. We date the people that keep the wounds safe. Oh my goodness, this is... Willie, get back in here, man.
I heard what you said, Uncle Zoe. That was good. Whereas though I don't play games, I end games.
So let me help you. Let me help you, Willie.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You got to forgive your mother.
I'm listening.
That's the real deal. You have to forgive your mother. Not for her, not to hope and wish that she will change or be something different. She's not. You have to release that part. And you're forgiving her so you can regain some type of what is the energy? No, you're looking for control. I'm saying you have to let that go. She's not going to give you the conversation you want until she gets to that point. And if she's not at that point, you should not hold your breath waiting for that. You have to let that go. But no, listen for a second, Willie. Are you hurt over this?
Yes, I am.
Yes. You want to stay hurt?
No.
So how do you heal it? Her or you? Is she the answer or you're the answer?
Oh, I guess I'm the answer, man.
No, I don't want you to guess. I want you to tell me your truth. If your truth is she's the answer, say that.
I'm the answer. I'm going to keep that clear. I'm the answer.
Because if she's the answer, how long you going to wait? You think, because you see what I'm saying? Are you going to force her to give you the answer you're looking for?
No.
So if she's the answer, how long you going to wait for her to come around to it and be like, I was wrong? Or you can forgive her now. And I mean, truly do forgiveness work, which is about letting go, which is about releasing, not for her, but for you. You have to release everything you expected her to be to you.
Well, we talked the other day, and I didn't bring no issues but past trauma up.
That's good. But it's still reflecting into your kids.
Yeah.
The way you talk to them, you say, I modeled my father, which is the other shoe.
Yeah.
I'm talking about having a healthy, whole Willie for his children. Because right now, all you're doing is reliving and reenacting what you modeled. And you've given that to your kids, and your kids are now, based on what you said at the beginning of this discussion, they're doing everything you did.
You're absolutely right, because my younger son, which is about to turn 12 next month, he always trying to please me what I try to do with my dad and my mom. Every time he talks to me, he's trying to please me. I said, no, you don't have to say what I want to hear. Be honest with who you are. I know he's only 12,
and that's a good job. But I think
what I did.
But I think that's great parenting. But I also think you, Willie, need to go to therapy.
Again?
Hey, if you got to pull up a cot until you find a good one that can help you get over the hump. Because here's the thing, when you get better, you become a better parent. When you become a better parent, you leave a better imprint. Does that make sense?
Because can I say this?
Sure.
My oldest son, he models his mother, and I'm hurt every day. I'm hurt every day over that.
Why? You comparing? Why? Be you. You're unique in your son's life. There is no other Willie. Daddy Willie. There ain't no other Daddy Willie but you.
I'm a junior.
No, you're missing the point. You're your son's father.
I'm messing with you.
Right? There's no other father. So don't compare what she does with him and you do with him. You just stay authentic in your parenting. And if you know that you're being too aggressive, too authoritative, right? It's good to be a parent that is firm and strong, but you can't go from authoritative to authoritarian. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I hope so, brother. I hope so.
No. I said it with confidence.
All right. Hey, Willie, guess what you just did, my friend?
We're Philly in the building.
Man, you call in anytime. We're going to work through it because this is not just one phone call. Call in anytime. Willie, this was great. Listen, I love starting these conversations, but it's up to you to finish them. This is why we had this discussion tonight. Hopefully you got something from it. Man, I'm going to be in Pasadena over the weekend serving my community, my folks, my friends. But let me say it again. Fear is the other side of the coin, which is called pleasure. If you're seeking just pleasure, you're going to wind up with fear at some point. This was a great topic. I love everybody. I'll see y'all next week with another Voice of Reason slapper. Deuces. Great show, guys. Great show. Brother Willie, thank you, man. Way to chop it up with me, man. I appreciate you, fam. Great week of shows, Andy. Just that quick, man. We fly right through it. Have a good one, man. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all know what it is. Your brother Zoe Williams. I'm out.